It's no secret that Souls games love to steal ideas from Berserk. Wait, what's that? You said inspired and influenced? Oh yeah, I forgot those terms existed. Sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, it's no secret that Souls games love to steal ideas from Berserk. And I can't blame them. Berserk is a masterpiece that influenced a lot of things. I mean, a lot of things stole ideas from Berserk. And one of those ideas which has been stolen the most is the Dragon Slayer blade, Guts' legendary sword. So, in this video, we will take a look on how fast you can get this blade in each Souls game. We'll start by looking at Demon's Souls. Usually in every Souls game this weapon appears in, it's called Greatsword. Just that, only Greatsword. But in Demon's Souls, the Greatsword is actually its Zweihander. And the Guts sword is called the Dragon Bone Smasher. It's not really the Guts sword in terms of appearance, but in terms of function and lore, it's the same thing. A massive piece of iron used to kill dragons and unwieldy by most people. Yeah, it checks every box except the appearance. You can start by choosing any class you want. It doesn't really matter. I chose this class because it looks cool and it has high HP. Then we will try to box with the Vanguard Demon, but we'll get slapped around. After that, once we get to the Nexus, you need to do the worst and most boring part of the game, and that is killing Phalanx. Like, why do I have to do this every time I play the game, on each playthrough? Even on New Game Plus, it's really annoying. Anyway, after you slap Phalanx around, we will go back to the Nexus, and the waifu in black will tell us to talk to the Monumental, or Baldi as I like to call her, or him, I'm not sure, which will unlock fast travel to other locations. The Dragon Bone Smasher is in the second world, not in Boletaria, unfortunately. This is not a mandatory step, but it will make things a whole lot easier. We will go to the Shrine of Storms and get killed a lot because these skeleton motherfuckers are a pain in the ass. They are way worse than the ones in Dark Souls 1. Anyway, we came here to get the Crescent Falchion +1. A very strong weapon early on, especially for Stormfang Tunnel. While we are making our way through Stormfang Tunnel, there's something I forgot to mention. And that is that the Dragon Bone Smasher needs pure white world tendency. This is hard to say, man. Yeah, it needs pure white tendency. So that means every time we kill a boss, we will go back to the Nexus and unsubscribe from life in there, because that will not affect our world tendency, since dying in human form will shift it towards black, which will make it impossible to get the Dragon Bone Smasher. So yeah, once we make our way through Stormfang Tunnel, we'll get to the Armored Spider, or as I like to call it, Spidered Armor. It's stupid, but I don't know why I say it. Anyway, we'll kill it, and then we'll move on. The part after the Spidered Armor, I mean the Armored Spider, is why we should kill ourselves in the Nexus, because we'll be dying a lot in here. And I'm not talking about this guy, no, we'll get to him later. I'm talking about the way to get to him, which is a very deep well with a lot of shitty platforming. I haven't played this game in years, so I died a lot while I'm going down. But eventually I make it to the Flame Lurker. And remember when I said that the starting class doesn't matter? It really doesn't. But I lied about why I chose this class. I chose this class because it comes with a bow. Why a bow exactly? Because I'm not gonna fight Flame Lurker and die to him 100 times only to get down 100 times again. No, I'm gonna cheese him using a glitch that you can do on the latest patch. And for this glitch you need a bow. You can get it from Boletaria, but you can also start with the Hunter class and get a bow from the get-go. So yeah, I'm not gonna explain the glitch because I don't know how it works, but you can see it on the screen right now.
This the part that I like the most.
What's the part you like the most?
Did you see that sick walk away finish? Yeah. Anyway, once we kill Flame Lurker, we will go back to the Nexus and kill ourselves once again. Because the world tendency will not move towards right unless you go back to the Nexus. Which is really annoying, but we are going there anyway. Anyway, now with our world tendency being pure white, we can go to the Dragon God boss room and get the DBS. Finally. And that concludes the Demon Souls segment. It took us 3 bosses, 4 if you count the Vanguard Demon. And yeah, let's move to the next game.
Dark Soul Remastered.
This time for real, the class doesn't matter. There is no gimmick later on. But I chose the Bandit because I like it. It's my favorite class. We kill the Asylum Demon, then move to the Burg. And once we are at the Burg, we will pick up these humanities. Why we pick up the humanity? Well, because I lied, once again. This is an optional step, like you don't really need to do it, but like the Crescent Falchion, it will make things a whole lot easier. We pop the humanity, then kill the Black Knight. If we are lucky, we will get his sword, which will destroy everything, like literally everything. We then run the pockets of the Taurus Demon, and if we are lucky, we will make it through the gate before it closes. And if we are way more than lucky, we will get the Great Sword from the Berenice Knights. They drop it, but it's a rare drop, so don't count on it. Then, with our Black Knight Sword, we will destroy the gargoyles. It wasn't a destruction, we slaughtered them.
What the hell? Oh my god, no way.
We then go after Quelaag, and y'all know the drill. The Black Knight Sword is already very strong, and it does extra damage to demons. And Quelaag is a demon, so we make sure to work of her. Now please, for the love of God, do not be an idiot like me and forget to open the shortcut. Otherwise you'll have to run all the way again. And this time, the gate is closed, so I have to do extra legwork. We make it through Sen's Fortress, and there's a Berenice Knight in here. And around the corner is where you can get the Great Sword guaranteed. But I'm gonna kill him to see if I'm lucky or not, which of course I'm not. So I go to the merchant and buy the great sword from him. Also, you can find the great sword in Anor Londo, but come on, it's way easier to get it now. We now move to Dark Souls 2, aka the only game that Video Game Donkey didn't play. And luckily, it's easy this time. And when I say the class doesn't matter, I really mean it this time. Because it really doesn't matter. What really matters at the beginning of the game is grabbing this torch. Get it. It's as important as your Estus flask, which you also should get from the Emerald Herald. We then go to Hyde or Hade, I don't know how it's called, Tower of Flame. Then you can cheese the Dragon Rider or you can kill him. I couldn't cheese him. I don't know why, I tried many times but I couldn't. So I killed him normally. After we beat the Dragon Rider, we will go to No Man's Wharf, and don't forget to light the torch at the bonfire. You will need it later on at the spot where you get the sword. Anyway, we avoid every enemy until we make it to this house. Once you are at this house, you will see why your torch matters. Because these guys, which I don't know the name of, are afraid of fire, which means they can't attack you when you get inside. So go inside, up the stairs, and enter the other room. There you will find an iron chest. The great sword is there. And congrats, you have your gut sword. Now we move to Dark Souls 3. And forget about classes, look at this sick pivot. I swear I'm a god at this game. Anyway, I chose the knight because, once again, the classes doesn't matter, but the knight starts with a really good weapon and armor. Usually I'd go with the sellsword, but the sellswords only shine mid-game and late game. It can shine early, but not this early. Anyway, we kill Gundyr, then move to the High Wall of Lothric. And once we are at the high wall, we will grab the gold pine resin and just continue until we reach Vorth. Then we will destroy him with our weapon, and then we move to the undead settlement. There's nothing for us here, so we'll just move forward. And the crucifixion wood as well. There's nothing, so we'll just move forward until we reach Farron's Keep, the swamp. And the great sword is
right down the road. Can't miss it. Right down the road. Right down the road.
You'll find your great sword on a broken bridge or something. And for the longest time, this great sword was the easiest to get in the series. That is until... We now move to Elden Ring. And lucky for me and everyone else, the great sword here is one of the best. And it doesn't take a lot of steps to get. Like, you can get it very easily. So I'll just go through the steps very quickly. Once again, the class doesn't matter, for real this time. You kill yourself before you fight the Grafted Scion. As soon as he drops, you jump and die. And then you go forward until you get Torrent. Then you skip the entirety of Limgrave until you get to Caelid. Once you get to Caelid, very close to the beginning of Caelid, you will find a destroyed campsite with a lot of dogs and birds. The great sword is inside a chest, inside the cart in this area. And that's it. You don't need to kill any boss in Elden Ring. Okay, it's time to do a comparison to see which game took the longest and the hardest to get the great sword in. The only criteria for this is how many bosses I had to kill to get it. And notice how I said kill, not encounter. We must kill the boss for it to count. So let's start with Demon Souls. We kill the Phalanx, the Armored Spider, and the Flame Lurker. So, 3 bosses. Then Dark Souls 1. We kill the Asylum Demon, the Taurus Demon. I know you can skip him, but that's not the conventional way of doing that. Of playing the game, I mean. And then we have the Gargoyles and Quelaag. 4 bosses. Then Dark Souls 2. The Dragon Rider. 1 boss only. Then Bloodborne. There is no Great Sword in this game. Then Dark Souls 3. You have to kill Iudex Gundyr and Dvort. So, 2 bosses. Then Sekiro. You are only a weep in this game. You don't use any other weapon other than the katana. Then Elden Ring. 0 bosses. So I think it's fair to say that Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 are the hardest. You have to kill more bosses in Dark Souls 1, but in my opinion, getting the Guts Sword in Demon Souls was way more hard than Dark Souls 1 and more complicated. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and all of the good stuff. Have a great week and month and year, and see you next time.
Ah!